Hey everyone, and welcome back to another SkillCapped jungle video. Today we're going to be putting you in control and asking you questions about decision making to see how you would carry a platinum solo queue game. We'll be comparing your decisions to mine in a Graves game, and you'll see if you could end up 13-0 and end the game in 19 minutes like I did. You'll have the exact same camera perspective, which means all the information that I had available to me, you'll have as well. And you can be confident in knowing that if you can make a lot of the same decisions, you can smash a platinum game too. Be aware that you will probably want to pause throughout and even rewind at points to catch information even when you aren't prompted. We don't want to make it too obvious when you should be noticing something, but rest assured we'll explain in detail after the questions. Let us know in the comments below how many you miss, and without further ado, let's get right into the game. First things first, assuming no crazy level 1 shenanigans and looking at these matchups and summoner spells, where would you start? Red buff or blue buff? Red buff is the obvious choice here. Both top laners are melee fighters and both have ignite, making it super volatile and extremely important to play towards. Because of this, starting at red and working our way towards top side is a great idea. But how many camps do you think we should do from here? 3, 5, a full clear, or none of the above? You should have picked none of the above. This is a trick question because it's really way too early to actually decide this. By the time we get to top side, there might be an immediate kill, or there might not. We don't know yet. So we don't need to pick so soon or you just lose adaptability. Stay flexible and keep your options open. What would you do now that Fiora scored a solo kill? 5 camp into crab, full clear, invade, or gank somewhere? Based off of who we saw in lanes at the start of the game, we should know that Echo started red this game. This means that he'll be clearing down and probably going for bottom crab, meaning we don't need to be in a rush to the crab on top side and be on it right at 3:15. We should also assume that Echo cleared out all of his top side and that the camps are down. Our mid matchup is extremely hard to gank because Kayle has 0 setup and top lane is already dead and has no TP, so we don't really have any available ganks. This leaves full clearing as the default way to be most efficient, since when there aren't any other opportunities, you should just be farming. After the full clear, what would you look to do? Hit the plant for vision and river, look for a gank top, or scuttle crab? We definitely don't need the vision plant because we already know where Echo should be right now, and it would just give away our location. And we don't need to rush crab either since Echo shouldn't be here. We beat him in the 1v1 anyways, even if he is. So we should look for top gank, and if it doesn't look good, then we can go do crab. Do you think based on this section that you would continue the top gank or not? Yes or no? Based on Yasuo's body language and the fact that we know he hasn't walked into river to place a ward this entire game, it's clear he doesn't know what to do right now. Let's rewind to look at this cue that I read in game. Let's see. Yep, he's in thing. Alright, so what I was looking for was that right after he killed the last minion, he was going to make a choice. Either to back up because he was scared, or to walk forward and try to pressure. Because he killed the minion and continued moving forward, I knew that he wasn't aware of where I was. These little cues are extremely important to try to read as body language gives away so much information, and a lot of players really fail to read it very well. So I ganked this, easily get a kill, and now I have to decide what to do after. Would you help push the wave, go for crab, or recall? It may be tempting to push the wave here, but Fiora actually has a freeze right now, and taking the minions would steal a lot of experience from her. It's more effective to maintain the freeze and have her recall, or just re-gank it if she stays. After that, there's no reason to just give the crab for free since we're not scared of Echo and Galio has no mana to rotate over to us. So after taking the crab, what would you do? Recall, set up to re-gank top, gank mid, or invade? Recalling could be decent, but because Fiora hasn't based yet, we don't really want to leave her at the mercy of the enemy jungler and a laner who has more items than her. But Yasuo just died, so he's not even in lane yet, meaning we'd waste a lot of time just going top to sit in a bush for a gank. Ganking mid is pretty hard because while Galio doesn't have much mana, Kayle is pretty useless right now and Echo could just counter gank it since his 2 options after taking bottom crab were to stay on bot side or to recall and go back towards his camps. This leaves us with one way of staying on top side while also being efficient, which is invading. We know that Krugs are respawned now and that Raptors are soon to follow, and we have 2 wards that we can leave to get a ton of information, and since Echo will likely be coming back to this side of the map soon, I don't immediately dash over the wall to hit Krugs since I'm scared of Yasuo moving and Echo coming after his base. From this spot, would you wait around to gank top, try to take Krugs, or recall? Recalling is the best play here. Without more info to tell us that Krugs are safe, we can't do them, and we also can't gank top due to Echo. So it's best just to base and await more knowledge. However, when Echo does show, this immediately means that Krugs and top gank are on the table again, and I immediately react to take advantage of it. I steal away the Krugs and then try to gank the Yasuo, but ultimately fail. From here, what would you try to do? Try to take the Raptors, recall, go back to your jungle to farm, or none of the above? You should have said none of the above. Knowing that Echo could very well be taking our bot side jungle right now, we need to find a counterplay. But the enemy Raptors are scary due to Galio having move right now. This leaves us with recalling or farming and accepting our loss. Or the best play, which is looking for the dive onto top. This is a really important thing that should have stood out, since it's a free opportunity to deny a huge wave. Knowing that Yasuo has no wind wall, I take my time before I hit him and draw aggro. I want to tank since I'm full HP, and once he gets in melee range of me, I blast him in the face. After the kill and helping to hit plates and push in the wave, what would you look to do? Would you go back to your camps, recall, or neither? We definitely need to recall. If we greed and stay for camps, we'll lose the ability to invade and pressure ganks for a while, and we really need to keep our foot on the gas and keep the snowball going. Which side of the map would you look to go to now? Bottom or top? Bottom 100%. I pressed tab at 457 and saw 28 CS, and then later I pushed again and saw 31. So I know that my Krugs are definitely up and that my Raptors are likely partially taken. And I want to continue playing into topside, so if I start on top and clear down, I'll end up opposite from where I want to be. I walk through the base gate in case a mid gank is possible, but don't even check Raptors and opt for my Krugs so I can path up. However, Echo ends up showing bot, and once I pan my camera over, what would you do? Counter gank or continue clearing? The counter gank looked pretty good for me here. I'm really close, so I know that I can likely get here on time. And even if I don't, I can stay hidden on map and just go back to pathing up without wasting too much. Notice how I hug the wall when I approach to stay out of vision for as long as possible. Then I go in and we end up picking up 2 easy kills. I probably could have killed Jhin too if I wanted to use my flash, but I chose not to. After pushing in the wave, would you go to Dragon, look for a dive, invade, or go back to farming? You should have said look for a dive. This is a huge amount of farm that we can deny from Jhin, and the Dragon really isn't important at all when it comes to snowballing the game. We could always just do it afterwards anyways. So after the free kill and getting another plate, what would you do? Get the Dragon now, go back to farming, recall, or none of the above? Going back to farming is the clear-cut best choice. Kayle is 1 HP mid lane, and our bot lane needs to reset and spend their gold before I'm super confident in fighting it. I'm pretty low with almost no mana, so risking a throw right now for a pretty useless objective really isn't it. After going mid to stop Galio from taking plating for free, I clear up the wave, and then walk into topside river to find Galio ulting to top. Would you follow through on this Galio roam and match it, or just go back to farming, invading, or anything else? Right now it's good just to start moving towards the play in case Fiora does something dumb or Echo is right behind him. But the second Galio E's and starts leaving, it's not a great choice to waste time running up here. Kayle has a big wave to go farm, and Fiora's wave isn't crashing anytime soon, so we don't really even have priority to invade or do the Herald just yet. Unfortunately, Echo did manage to steal away some camps, so what would you do now? Invade him, start Herald, go back to your wolves, or recall? While Echo did steal camps from us, I know he hasn't recalled yet, and having as much gold as I do, I'm able to buy a huge spike right now and set up to punish that fact. If you go back to do wolves or do herald, you won't be on time to go dive bot or invade the bot side using the wave that Kayle is getting to push in right now, which is the whole reason behind the recall. You'll see me ping her to start walking into bot side to set up for a movement towards the enemy jungle. I do get lucky and happen to catch Galio out on the way to invade like I was already planning, but with how strong I am, this is just super easy to brute force regardless. Even though Echo took my stuff before, I immediately thought of a way to punish him for doing so, and run into his jungle, scoring another kill, summoners, and the ability to counter jungle. After taking all the available camps, what would you look to do? Dragon, go back to farming, invade topside, or Rift Herald? We definitely want to stay on bot side still. Karma and Trist are looking to hit bottom tower, and Kayla is trying to hit mid. So the only way to help both of those plays out is to be in the same area. Conveniently, Dragon is here, so while they're doing their thing, it gives me something proactive to do and at the same time stay in the area. After starting it and when Echo shows on the map, how does it change your decision? Would you continue Dragon or try to kill Echo? Trying to set up for a kill on Echo should be pretty easy. We know he used ult from earlier and it's unlikely that he has vision in the area, so I get the crab low to potentially bait him into trying to steal it, and he falls for it, landing me a free kill and the dragon as collateral. With this, the game is pretty much over. I'm crazy fed and every lane is ahead, so we can kind of just brute force fight and it's going to turn out in our favor. Let us know how you did in the comments, and if you enjoyed this guide, we have an entire course over at SkillCapped which actively questions you and trains you into being a master decision maker in the jungle and so much more. So definitely check us out after this. Remember that the goal of these videos isn't really to quiz you on what you know, it's more about showing you areas you may be lacking in. If you didn't catch any of the dives, then you should start looking for them more often. If you didn't think about tempo to invade, then that's something you should think about. Or if you wanted to dragon more than I did, it's also something to consider. We here at SkillCapped want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.